Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for checking out the video. Southside Braves here. And today for you, I got a start of another new series. It's going to be a series where basically I pick some sports matchups every week, and I personally am going to bet on them, but I'm not advising anyone to gamble. I do it for fun. I enjoy it. I don't spend that much money. But if you are somebody that likes to bet, you can kind of hear my opinions if you want on games I'm going to pick. But this first week, we're actually going to do it slightly differently. What time of year it is. It's college bowl games are coming up. ESPN does a free thing, so feel free to do this, where you get to pick all the bowl games. Grand prize winner is like a trip to the national championship game. If you get all 43 bowl games correct, you can win $1 million. So obviously that's never going to happen, but it'd be really awesome if it did. So yeah, I'm just going to go through. I'm going to pick all the bowl games and give you a quick little reason why. Unless you are a absolute college football nut, which I am not, half these games you're not even going to really know anything about the teams. Obviously, I'm going to know the big ones, but a lot of these little ones you'll see early on, I don't know anything about the teams. So I'm going to do quick little research of stats and stuff and make a quick, slightly informed pick. So yeah, if you guys are like sports and you're interested in betting on them or just hearing my opinions of certain games, feel free to check out this series each week. And yeah, all that being said, I'm going to jump into some of my bowl game picks. So starting off with the Bahamas Bowl, we got Middle Tennessee and Toledo. I did kind of already look at this one a little bit. Again, don't know anything about either of these teams. I know who both of them are, and that's about it. But looking statistically here, Toledo looks like they have the better quarterback, has less turnovers, more yards. Running back doesn't even look close. It doesn't even look like Middle Tennessee State runs the ball at all. Only 74 carries for the leading rusher. So it looks like they're a pass-heavy team and don't have that many passing yards. Toledo outscores them, gives up less points, more yards, less yards allowed. So there's not anything statistically. And then looking at the games, Middle Tennessee State lost to Western Kentucky by 27. Last 5 games, Toledo only lost once, and it was by 3 in a shootout with Eastern Michigan. So, looking at the stats here, and Toledo's a 10-point favorite. I don't see any reason at any one of these numbers why I should pick Middle Tennessee, so I'm going to go with Toledo for game 1. Then we have the Cure Bowl. I do live in Illinois, so I kind of want to pick Northern Illinois, but again, I also looked at this one a little bit. Coastal Carolina scores over 40 points a game while only giving up 20. They have an average differential of plus 20. That's also kind of insane. Well, this one actually is a bigger spread, 10.5. I actually expect this one to be a little bit closer. I think Northern Illinois will keep this one close. I do know a little bit about them. Again, being in Illinois, I do know they are a very run-heavy team. Although, geez, they've also thrown it 100 times more. That's insane to me. Coastal Carolina maybe use 2 quarterbacks. Is that maybe why? Again, don't know much about Coastal Carolina. But even though I'm rooting for Northern Illinois, once again, these numbers right here, Northern Illinois actually has a negative point differential. These numbers right here, the point spread is just ridiculous. And it's not like Northern Illinois is playing way better competition than Coastal Carolina, maybe slightly better, but not anything that dramatic. So for that reason, I will also be going with Coastal Carolina in this one. Moving on to, I don't even know how to say this bowl, Boca Raton Bowl, maybe. Without even really looking, I'm probably going to pick Appalachian State. They're one of the nobody schools that I think a lot of people have heard of, mainly because they're upset of Michigan years and years ago. Man, Western Kentucky, though, 43 points a game. Their quarterback threw for 5,500 yards. And Jesus. All right, I might be taking that back. I might be going Western Kentucky for the quarterback alone. Jesus, those are crazy numbers. Again, running back goes to Appalachian. Of course, Western Kentucky is going to have a better receiver with that passing attempts differential. Jeez, he had 1,700 yards receiving. Put up 528 yards a game. He gave up 420. Jesus. Western Kentucky doesn't play defense, but man, can they play some offense. This one's tough. This one's a tougher one. Yeah, -3 Appalachian. That quarterback numbers are just insane. And only one more pick with all those attempts. You know what? I'm gonna lean towards the quarterback here. I'm gonna go Western Kentucky. I'm gonna go with the upset here based on that quarterback. Then we got the Celebration Bowl. South Carolina, I do actually know, but they're playing Jackson State, who's 11-1. Not great numbers coming out of South Carolina. Oh, South Carolina State. Sorry, not South Carolina. Okay, never mind. Don't know anything about them. Jesus, these are two schools I absolutely know nothing about. There's not even a spread for it. Oh, it's FCS playoffs. This doesn't. Okay. That's why I know even less about these teams. Looking at it again, quarterback differential looks like it goes to Jackson State pretty hard based on those numbers. Yeah, they've won 5 straight at least. Yeah, Jackson State's 10-point differential. Yeah, I'm going Jackson State pretty easily, I think, here with the quarterback differential and the record, just to mention. But yeah, we're going to go Jackson State there. Then we got the New Mexico Bowl with UTEP and Fresno State. Getting back into the ones I've at least heard of. Okay, we got Fresno State 11.5-point favorites. Again, quarterback differential goes to Fresno. Running back's pretty even. Wide receiver actually goes to UTEP. They have the higher receiver there. 13-point spread to a 1. Better yards. Gives up slightly more. They lost to Boise by 26. I don't know how Boise is this year, but UTEP's lost 4 of their last 5 games. So they were 7-1 or 6-1, and they lost 4 out of 5. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna go with the hotter team here. I mean, they're 11.5-point favorites as well, but Fresno State is way hotter than UTEP coming into this game. So we're gonna go with Fresno. Then we got the Independence Bowl, UAB and BYU. BYU finished season at 13th in the country. UAB unranked. So that right there should lean BYU. Better record. Better quarterback, but UAB is respectable. Only 212 passes, too. Those are pretty decent numbers for that few passes. 249 carries for the BYU leading back. So he is a workload. He gets a workload. He is a main guy there. Not a ton of receptions, 42 being the lead receiver in the game. Yep. Again, quarterback's fairly close, but I'm expecting this BYU running back here to hopefully take over the game, because I am going to go BYU. Going to go with another favorite here. Wow, only 4% picked UAB there. I'm looking back at the percentages here. Western Kentucky's the only upset I've picked so far. Next up, we got the Lending Tree Bowl with Eastern Michigan and Liberty. Do you think I actually watched a Liberty game this year? Did not watch an Eastern Michigan. Once again, quarterbacks kind of respectable each. I always like the lower turnovers. So I know Willis has 10 more touchdowns, but he also has 6 more picks. Especially in bowl games, not turning it over, I think, is huge. Running back goes in favor of Liberty, but he does have 88 more carries and only 190 more yards. So Hamilton just hasn't found the end zone as much. Receivers, again, Eastern Michigan, higher receiver here. I think I actually am leaning very comparable stats offensively, it looks like. Very close. Rushing kind of goes more in Liberty's favor. Defense goes in Liberty's favor. They've had a 3-game losing streak, then won the last 2. I think I'm actually going to go Eastern Michigan here. This one's a close one. What's the spread? 9.5 to Liberty. This would be an upset pick. And again, I don't know much about these teams. I don't think I watched one Liberty game, actually, which surprised me, and 0 Eastern Michigan. So again, most of these games are I'm just throwing a guess out there. But based on this, I think I am going to go Eastern Michigan. I'm going to go for my second upset here. I'm going to go Eastern Michigan beat Liberty. Then we have the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl, Utah State and Oregon State. Let's take a look. Again, Utah State, higher yards and touchdowns for their quarterback, but also 2 more picks. 140 more attempts, though. So, quarterback differential goes Utah State, but not by a ton. Running back, Oregon State's got the better back here. And again, I'm saying like better back without ever watching either of these two teams play this year. Actually, I might have watched one Utah State. But these are actually higher conference teams, at least. Oregon State. But yeah, so I'm saying better back without knowing much. I'm just going purely off the numbers here. I think I like Utah State. They're +7 though. Better points, but they did have lesser competition. Did beat San Diego State by 33. Dang. Yeah, I'm gonna go with another upset here. I'm gonna go Utah State to win this one. Better record. This is one of those smaller school versus bigger school, and I usually do like to go to the smaller schools. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do. We're gonna go Utah State, which actually more people did pick. Then we got the New Orleans Bowl with Louisiana and Marshall. Seems a little unfair. I'm telling you right now, I'm probably going to lean Louisiana. The Raging Cajuns playing in the New Orleans Bowl. Seems a little home field. Quarterbacks very on par. 8 less turnovers here, though, for the Louisiana quarterback. Rushing kind of on par, too. 12 more touchdowns and 400 more yards, but on 70 more. Marshall's got the better back, but I think it's closer than the numbers show here. And the better receiver by quite a bit. On not that many more passing attempts, so. Only allowing 18 points a game from the Raging Cajuns. Total yards are down by 65, but allow less. Whoops. They won at least 5 straight, including an Appalachian State win and a Liberty win, 2 teams we've seen already. A couple losses here for Marshall. Yeah, we're going to go with the Raging Cajuns. They got the home field. I don't even need to see any of the stats. We're not even going to go off those. Home field advantage in the New Orleans Bowl. Then we got the Myrtle Beach Bowl with Old Dominion and Tulsa. I guess I can start. I didn't realize that these are all opening. I'm going to start closing some of these. All right, so Old Dominion and Tulsa here. Same record here. Looking at the quarterbacks. 16 touchdowns, 16 picks. I really don't like the 16 picks. I know Wolf's numbers here aren't very impressive either, but I don't like the 1-to-1 ratio here coming out of Tulsa. Running backs, very close, but slight edge to Old Dominion. Receivers, very, very close. Dang. All the numbers here are very close. What's the spread here? 9.5 to Tulsa. Old Dominion +1, -1 for Tulsa. More yards given up by 7. They won at least 5 straight. They were within 8 of Cincinnati. Then lost to Navy by 3. I want to go Old Dominion, but this game against Cincinnati right here. Oh, and I'm reading these backwards. It's oldest to newest. So, I know I've said that with a couple teams. That the bottom ones were more recent, but I've had that backwards. They lost by 8 to Cincinnati and then have won 3 straight. This one's tough. Old Dominion's kind of been blowing some teams out. They were close there. Kind of close there, but then some blowouts. This player, the quarterback for Tulsa, scares me. He's either going to win the game or lose the game based on what I'm looking at. I'm going to go... Man, I wish I didn't see this game right here. I want to go Old Dominion. That Cincinnati loss only by 8 is scaring me. But I'm going to go Old Dominion. If I had to second guess myself on any of them so far, it'd be that one. And again, I am going for a perfect, so I'm not going to pick all favorites because that's never going to happen. There's always going to be some upsets, so I'm trying to pick a couple of them. Hopefully Old Dominion comes through for me, but that is been my least confident pick so far. Then we got the classic that everyone knows about, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Everyone's favorite game of the year. Kent State versus Wyoming. Kent State definitely quarterback advantage here. Looks like Wyoming definitely switched quarterbacks at some point in the season, whether injury or substitute or benching. Running back, Kent State also has a slight advantage. And receiver, obviously, when you have a better quarterback, you're going to have better receiver numbers. Kent State Man, giving up 35 points a game. 470 yards almost a game. Jesus. Kent State apparently can't play any defense either. They beat Northern Illinois, lost to Northern Illinois. Beat Ben. I'm a Steeler fan. They beat Ben Roethlisberger's alma mater in overtime by 1. 38-0 over Akron. Lost to Boise State over here. Lost to Hawaii. Utah State's not bad though. And they whooped them. This one's a close one. 3-point spread either way. So Wyoming is the favorite. But when you can't get consistent quarterback play, like he's at least been solid. Like he's done the job, it looks like. So I'm going to go Kent State. Again, I'm just going to lean towards that quarterback. That's usually what I do in playoff games, whether it be NFL or college. Once you get postseason, I think better quarterback wins more often than not. Next up, we got the Fresco Bowl with the UTSA Roadrunners and the San Diego State Aztecs. University of Texas San Antonio, I believe is what UTSA stands for. I'm an Illinois fan. UTSA did beat Illinois this year. Illinois is garbage, but UTSA did beat them, so I'm already leaning that way before I even look at any of the numbers. And to be honest, the numbers aren't shading me a different direction. I know San Diego State did the ranked one here. But I'm telling you, I like this UTSA team. They put it to Illinois. They're actually the favorite here, even though they're one not ranked. I don't see that every time, the unranked team being the favorite. But we are going to go with UTSA here. Then we got the Armed Forces Bowl with Missouri and Army. What's Mizzou got for Army in this game? Army is the favorite. Again, I am in Illinois. Mizzou's right next door. Kind of want to pick Mizzou. Quarterback. Army quarterback hasn't thrown a touchdown. But if you've ever watched an Army game, they do not throw the football, right? Isn't that Army? They run it constantly. Yeah, 94.8 yards passing a game. All they do is run it. They run it right at you. So, and it's every single year. So without even watching an Army game this year, I know how Army plays. They always play that way. Rush yards allowed for Mizzou, not great. So that right there, that matchup is going to decide the game. Like, easily going to decide the game. And it doesn't look good for Mizzou. Not good for Mizzou at all, to be honest. Got whooped up by Georgia. You know what, though? We're going to stick with it. Mizzou's the more home team to me. They're going to pull off the upset and beat Army. If I lose because of this one game, I'll be upset. But we're having some fun with this because, again, I don't know most of these games. So I'm going to stick with Mizzou. So I'd rather lose because Mizzou lost than lose because I didn't pick Mizzou. So next up, we're going to go same logic here. Some of these games we're going to pick just because we know one team for one reason or another. Miami of Ohio is Ben Roethlisberger's old school. He's the Steelers quarterback. I got to pick it. But we're going to look at the numbers. They have Blaine Gabbert. I doubt that's Blaine. I don't know who that is, but decent numbers coming from that QB though. Gabbert. Numbers kind of backing up here. They're his favorite. Yeah, they're the favorite too. Yeah, we're absolutely picking Miami of Ohio. Next up, we got UCF and Florida in the I don't know how to say this one, Gasparilla Bowl. This one could be fun. Florida's the favorite here, it looks like. At least predictor, yeah, 6.5-point favorite. UCF takes care of the ball better. Running backs are very on par. Wide receiver kind of goes in UCF's favor. They score more, give up less. Yardage-wise, they're not as great. 1-4 their last 5. Florida's lost 3 last 5, including an overtime loss to Mizzou. But again, tough competition over here with Georgia. Really, these other ones aren't great, but they got Georgia. I don't know how Florida State did this year, to be honest. But Mizzou's average. South Carolina, I don't think was all that great this year. What is this, Samford or something? They gave a 52 to them? I think this is a nobody school, right? I very well could be wrong because I don't know who that is, but I think it's like Samford. Yeah, so we're going to go with UCF. I'm surprised Florida's 6.5-point favorite here, to be honest. So, yeah, we're picking UCF. Next up, we have the Hawaii Bowl. Hawaii Bowl, Memphis and Hawaii. Once again, we're just going to go with the home team here, probably. Hawaii's gets a home bowl game. Quarterback goes slightly in Memphis's favor. Points, Memphis. Everything about this is telling me Memphis. But it's in Hawaii. It's the Hawaii Bowl. We're going with Hawaii. Now we have the Camille Bowl. Maybe. I don't know. Again, a lot of these bowls have weird names I don't even know about. Georgia State and Ball State. Georgia State's favorite. Very comparable quarterback numbers here. Very comparable running back numbers. Ball State gets the edge in wide receiver by a little bit. Very comparable across the board here. Georgia State's slightly hotter. Close game to the Raging Cajuns. Yeah, we're going to pick the favorite here. We're just going to go with Georgia State. Then we got the Quick Lane Bowl. Man, I've only done 17. I'm going to try to speed through this a little bit faster. But I'm still going to take my time and try to make the right picks. Western Michigan and Nevada here in the Quick Lane Bowl. Western Michigan being the favorite. Good numbers for both these quarterbacks, to be honest. Running back goes way of Western Michigan. Wide receiver, very, very comparable. Yeah. Points, Nevada gets the edge there. Yards, Western Michigan gets the advantage there. Triple overtime loss to Air Force, and then they lost to a ranked San Diego State. Some losses to some less great competition here. Yeah, based on the last 5 games of each, I think I'm going to go Nevada. Another one I'm actually going against the spread here. Yeah, we're going to pick Nevada. Next up, we have the Military Bowl with Boston College and East Carolina. Boston College being the favorite, but again, I think that's a lot to do with conference. They always like the smaller schools. I like Eastern Carolina's quarterback better based on these numbers. I like their running back better. I like their wide receiver better. Better point spread, better yardage, slightly more yardage given up. Better in last 5. Again, tough competition over here, though, including Wake Forest. But yeah, we're going Eastern Carolina for sure here. I think the smaller school wins this one. Birmingham Bowl is between Houston and Auburn. Ooh, this should be a decent one. Auburn is 6-6, but when I've watched them, they fight. They always seem to be in it. They're actually the favorite here too. 11-2 versus 6-6, and the 6-6 is the favorite. Wow. I think for sure I'm picking Houston though. I just never know what you're gonna get with. Like I said, Auburn's always gonna be in the game though. Right. How much does this back me up? Yeah, a lot of those losses. This 17-point loss, not as much. But they beat the number 10 team in the country. They were right there with Alabama. I like Houston. I like Houston a lot. I've watched them play. I'm still gonna go Houston. But Auburn scares me. Auburn could easily win this game. But I'm gonna go Houston. Then we got the First Responder Bowl with Air Force and Louisville. Louisville being a 1.5-point favorite. So I think this is the lowest spread we've seen yet. Air Force is another one of those teams that never, ever throws the ball. Seems like a lot of the military schools, like Army and Air Force. I think Air Force is actually the one I was thinking of when I was talking about Army. They never attempt to throw it. 94 attempts all year. They just run the ball. Still throwing 3 picks that one. Only 94 attempts. That's not great. Excuse me. But, of course, better running back when you're running that many times. Had almost 300 carries. Surprised the wide receiver numbers are this close. Only 16 catches for the leading receiver. I think I'm going to go Air Force, though. I think they're going to run it down Louisville's throat. I don't think a team like Louisville has seen that as much. I think Air Force and Army and those schools get a little bit of advantage when they play a team that hasn't seen that type of offense. We're going to go Air Force. Then we got the Liberty Bowl with Mississippi State and Texas Tech. Yeah, I'm going to close these. I wish it would take over the last time I pulled one. Mississippi State 8.5-point favorites here. And this right here makes me want to agree with that. Those quarterback numbers are insanely lopsided. Again, only 148 attempts, though, so probably a quarterback change at some point. Running back comparison is close. Wide receivers in favor. Sorry, I don't know why I can't stop yawning. Point spread, though, Mississippi State, yards, both offensively and defensively, tells me Mississippi State. They've lost 4 of their last 5 against very good competition, though. Man, tough schedule down the stretch. Oklahoma State, and Baylor. But even so, I'm going to go with Mississippi State here. But yeah, man, that was a tough stretch for Texas Tech to end the season. Next up, we have the Holiday Bowl with UCLA and NC State. NC State being number 18 in the country. And once again, some pretty insane quarterback numbers here, but honestly pretty good on both sides. I know UCLA was decent for a good portion of the year. How'd they end the year? Yeah, 3 straight wins. Yes, quarterback's close. Running back, I'm going UCLA. Wide receivers, really close. Like, really, really close. Points, 10 to 14 spread here. Yardage, UCLA. Just another close one. Another close one. They had a 3-point loss to Oregon, but they had a 3-point loss to Wake Forest. Ooh, this one's tough. This one is tough. I think I'm going to lean NC State. These quarterback numbers are better. Less picks on 150 more attempts. Yeah, I'm going to go NC State, but this one only a 1-point spread. Yeah, I was hoping this would be close. This could be a really good game as well. All right, Guaranteed Rate Bowl with Western Virginia and Minnesota. Telling you right now, I am a fan of the Big Ten. I want to see, have I done any other Big Ten ones yet? And I just didn't mention it. Fan of the Big Ten, so I'm always going to lean Big Ten. I don't think I've done any Big Ten yet. Yeah, so again, a little biased in some of these picks, but again, I'm picking 43 random college bowl games. So there's going to be some bias in some of them, and I do have a Big Ten bias. But let's look at the numbers still. Honestly, numbers want to spreads in Minnesota's favor. Yardage close, better defense. Both won 3 of the last 5 against decent competition. Dang it. This yawn is bugging me. Beat Wisconsin by 10 to end the year. I forgot about that one. That was a good win for Minnesota in the season. 3.5-point favorite here. Yeah, I'm going Big Ten. Going Minnesota. Then we got the Fenway Bowl with SMU and Virginia. Virginia being a 2-point favorite. I like the quarterback better based on the numbers. Running back was in SMU's favor. Wide receiver goes in Virginia's. 10-point spread to a 3. Man, 516 yards a game, basically. They've lost 4 straight. But SMU's lost 4, they lost 5. So neither team coming in hot. Ugh, this one's rough. This one is rough. I'm going to go Virginia. And this one very well could be an absolute shootout. And I'm expecting it to be. What's the over-under? 71? Jesus. Alright, yeah, we're going Virginia. But neither team's going to play any defense, it doesn't look like. Maryland, Virginia Tech. Again, I got the Big Ten bias. I like Tua's brother from Maryland. I like Tua's brother quite a bit. If you didn't know it, Maryland's quarterback is Tua. I'm not going to try to say his last name's younger brother. The Miami Dolphins quarterback. So, without even really looking at anything else, again, they're not hot, but it's tough competition there. Did beat Rutgers, who's not very good. Beat Indiana, who I don't think's all that great. But again, Big Ten bias, and I like younger Tua. We're going to go Maryland. Next up, we have the Cheez-It Bowl with Clemson and Iowa State. Clemson, what a fall off this year. They picked themselves up late, though. So, I mean, at least they bounced back. They were supposed to be so good to start the year. They're actually the underdog in this game, too. And I'm telling you right now, I'm probably picking Clemson. Not great quarterback play. Man, look at Hall for Iowa State. Those are crazy good numbers. Actually, I want to go Clemson. But these numbers are telling me otherwise. Better quarterback, better running back, better wide receiver, better point spread, better offense, even on defense. It's not like they played that much worse competition. They were down 7 to Oklahoma, whooped up on Texas, down 7 to West Virginia, whooped up on TCU. Clemson did win 5 straight, though. Clemson got hot at the right time. I'm going to go Clemson. Even though I do like Iowa State in that game quite a bit. But I'm going to go Clemson. Next up, we have the Alamo Bowl with Oregon and Oklahoma. This should be a good one. Two teams that once had college football playoff aspirations and kind of fell apart at the end. Yeah, both losing 2 of their last 3 games. Kind of fall out of conversation. Oklahoma being the favorite here, even though they're 2 spots down in the rankings. They did switch quarterbacks. Spencer Rattler just committed, I think, to transfer to South Carolina, right? Become a Gamecock. So the backup's been pretty good since he took over. So, like him quite a bit. Running backs are very comparable. Mims, pretty decent wide receiver out of Oklahoma. The X factor in this game being, what's his name, Thibodeau or whatever, the pass rusher for Oregon. He could really wreck this game. I'm going to go Oklahoma. Again, if Oregon wins it, it's because of, again, I don't even know if I'm saying his name out. I've only ever seen it. I've never heard somebody say it, but I think it's Kevin Thibodeau, the defensive end for Oregon. If they're going to win, he needs to have a good day and carry him, but I think Oklahoma gets that win. Next up, we have Duke's Mayo Bowl. I'm a big fan of some mayo. South Carolina, I just talked about Spencer Rattler transferring to there. He'll be their quarterback next year. He was supposed to be a first-round draft pick and then just sucked this year. UNC's quarterback, decent quarterback. He's a guy that I think has NFL aspirations, Howell. So he's pretty solid. Running back's fairly solid. Wide receiver have the advantage. South Carolina negative differential here. Yeah, neither team coming in super hot here. But everything about these numbers, only 10, lost by 10 to Notre Dame. Beat 4 of the last 5 games are against ranked teams here. Yeah, everything about this tells me I'm easily picking North Carolina. And I don't think this one's all that close. I think this might be one of the bigger blowout ones. Then we have the Music City Bowl, which again, Big Ten bias. Do I even need to look here? I'm going to anyways, just to keep it consistent. But I'm telling you right now, I'm picking Purdue. Yeah. Here are the numbers, but again, I don't really care. Got blown out by Ohio State, but also beat Michigan State pretty handily. Here, beat Kentucky, but lost to Bama and Georgia, which, I mean, everyone does. Yeah, Purdue's actually a 4.5-point underdog, but we're going Big Ten. We're going Big Ten here, too, in the Peach Bowl. I'm telling you that right now. Michigan State's a good team, but, man, they can throw out some duds. Like this Purdue game and this Ohio State game. They can throw out some duds. They are 1.5-point favorites here. Looking at the numbers, Pitt's quarterback, Kenny Pickett. I've heard rumors he could become a Steeler. I would love for Kenny Pickett to be a Steeler. That alone makes me kind of want to pick Pitt. My opinion, might be the best quarterback in the country as far as NFL qualifications go. I know what's his name from Bama just won Heisman. But I think Kenny Pickett, from my money, is the best NFL quarterback in the league or in college football right now. So, I changed my mind. This is going to be, I can't pick all Big Ten. This is going to be the one I don't. I'm going to lean Kenny Pickett. hope he's a Steeler in the future. And we're going to say Pitt beats Michigan State. Another Big Ten team here in Wisconsin. They're 7-point favorites. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to show you the stats here. Wisconsin quarterback not great, but I thought, yeah, their running back's pretty solid. And we're going Wisconsin. This one's Big Ten bias all the way. Wisconsin, really good defense. So we're going Wisconsin. They're going to win with their defense. Then we have the Gator Bowl here with Wake Forest and Texas A&M. No Big Ten bias here, so we're going to break this one down. Texas A&M, 5-point favorite. Quarterback matchup here. I like Wake Forest, but not by a ton. Texas A&M keeps it close. Running back definitely goes Texas A&M's favor. Wide receiver definitely goes Wake Forest. And better spread, more yards, Wake Forest. Better defense, looks like Texas A&M. Texas A&M comes out in slightly hotter, I guess. They did beat Auburn by 17. Only lost by 3 to LSU. This Auburn game is going to be the difference for me. It's going to lean me towards taking A&M. So I'm going to go Texas A&M here. Then we have the Sun Bowl. Long this recording. 36 minutes. If you've stuck with me so far, thank you. Picking all these college games. Hopefully you do the same. Like I said, this is free on ESPN. Go fill one out. They have 3 different modes or whatever. One grand prize for each one. Go try to make a perfect college bowl picks. Yeah, next up we have the Sun Bowl. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Miami's the favorite here. Quarterback numbers, I like Miami's better. Running back, I lean Washington State. Wide receiver, I go Miami. Miami better spread, better offense. Defense is very comparable. Yeah, numbers here I think are telling me and a win over Pitt. That's a big win. Yeah, numbers here are all telling me we go with the U. We go with the U and pick Miami here. And then we got the Arizona Bowl with Central Michigan and Boise. Always been a fan of Boise. In my time, at least, they seem like that first small school to kind of take a chip out of some big schools when they won that bowl game years and years ago with the Statue of Liberty and the hook and ladder. Like, that was cool. Hook and lateral. If you haven't seen that, go watch highlights of that game. That was so much fun. I think they played Oklahoma, if I remember right. I think it was Boise State, Oklahoma. I don't remember what bowl it was, but it was a big bowl. I think Boise State was undefeated that year. Made it to a big bowl game and won. So that was kind of the first time, and like I said, in my life, I thought, hey, these small schools can do it. They can beat some of these bigger schools. When Boise State beat Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm 87% sure it was Oklahoma who they played in that game. All right, so let's take a look. Boise State actually give the quarterback advantage here to Central Michigan, the Chippewas, and the running back advantage. Wide receiver goes Boise here. Spread, I go Boise. Neither play, not terrible. This is another close one. It's another close one based on the numbers to me. But again, I gave the whole story about Boise State, so I think I have to pick Boise State. So that's what we're going to do. Then we get some of the big ones here. The Cotton Bowl Classic. Number 4 Cincinnati versus number 1 Alabama. I'm not even going to... I guess I'll pull it up, but we'll pull up the numbers. This is the actual football playoff, so if you don't know these are the big ones. And I'm telling you right now, 13.5-point favorite Alabama. I would love to see Cincinnati win this game. I'm rooting for them. I think they're going to keep it closer than some people think, and I still have them losing by double digits. So I'm telling you right now, I'm going Bama. They got the Heisman with Bryce Young. So Alabama always seems to get stud wide receivers lately. 22-point spread here. 23 here for Cincinnati, but lesser competition by quite a bit. So they recently just smacked Georgia, Alabama did. So we're absolutely... You're going to be insane to pick Cincinnati, even though I am rooting for them. Now here's a big one. Georgia, Michigan, the better of the semifinals, for sure. Who's actually the favorite here? I assume Georgia. I think Georgia's the best team in the country. Yep, by 7.5 here. My dad grew up in Michigan. He is a huge Michigan fan. I did mention Big Ten bias here. But I do think Georgia's the better team is the problem. That is the problem. Although Michigan is hot. Michigan is very hot. Gee, points allowed per game, 9.5. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Haskins has been a good back for Michigan. Apparently, he grew up in the Eureka, Missouri area, which is not too far from where I'm at. But outside this one loss to Alabama, yep, I gotta apologize to my dad, but I think Georgia's the best team in the country. I'm going Georgia. All right, 7 more picks here. Home stretch. Outback Bowl. We got Penn State, Arkansas. I did watch a couple Arkansas games. I do like what I see out of Arkansas. But again, Big Ten bias is going to lean me towards Penn State. Yeah, numbers are leaning me towards Arkansas. But these don't. Yeah, we're going to go Penn State. Play a little bit better defense in Arkansas and win this game. Oklahoma State and Notre Dame. Notre Dame losing their head coach. Moving to LSU or UCLA? UCLA, right? I already forgot which one he went to. One of those two. Notre Dame lost Brian Kelly too. But they are still a favorite here. Notre Dame did look good this year. I did watch quite a few of their games. They're always on TV. They're on TV every single week, so they're easy to watch. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Notre Dame here. I just think, again, actually knowing some teams now, unlike the earlier ones, I still look at the numbers, but just based on what I've seen watching this year. Oklahoma State is good, though. They beat Oklahoma twice, right? I think they beat them here and the week before West Virginia. No. They beat Oklahoma and then Baylor in the championship. I thought they were going to... No. They just played once. Thought they were going to play back-to-back, but they did not play in the championship. They played Baylor. That's what it was. Yeah, I do like Oklahoma State, good team, but I do think Notre Dame wins this without the coach. Then we got the Citrus Bowl, Iowa and Kentucky. Again, I'm gonna pull up the numbers, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going Big Ten bias again. How many times can I mention that in this video? Although I went to college in Kentucky, I went to Murray State University. And there's a lot of Kentucky fans down there, specifically basketball, not nearly as many football, specifically basketball. And man, I hate Kentucky basketball. So the hatred moves on to the football team a little bit. So for both the hatred of Kentucky and Iowa being Big Ten, we're going Big Ten here. Rose Bowl being Utah and Ohio State. I'm going to be honest, I think Ohio State destroys Utah. What's the spread here? Only 6.5. That's closer than I thought it'd be. I don't think this game is even close. Ohio State, like I said, they'd be in the playoff if not for that loss to Michigan. So, yeah, I'm going to close down. I don't think this is even a competition. I think Ohio State blows them out of the water. Then we got the Sugar Bowl, Baylor and Ole Miss. This one could be fun. I think Baylor's the better team. Personally, I just think Baylor's a better team. But that doesn't... It's not like a blowout or anything. Ole Miss will very well compete in this game. To be honest, I think Ole Miss might pull a win here. Like I said, I think consistently, I think Baylor's a better team. If they played 10 times, I think Baylor wins 6 of them. But only 6. I think it's real close. Yeah, we're actually going to let Ole Miss. Ole Miss pulls a very slight upset, even though, again, I think Baylor's a better team. Then we got the Texas Bowl, LSU and Kansas State. I find it odd that they're down here near the end of the bowl season. So looking at it here, give LSU the quarterback advantage. Running back advantage, I give it to Kansas State. Wide receivers very, very comparable. Kansas State slightly better there, and yeah, we're gonna go Kansas State beats LSU here. LSU also fired or parted ways with their coach this season, didn't they? Earlier in the year. Then we have the national championship, which I have being Georgia versus Alabama once again. And I think Georgia gets their revenge. Georgia, like I said, I personally believe is the best team in the country. I know Alabama just smacked them around. But they gave up 9.5 points a game this year. That number is just mind-boggling. Their defense for portions of the year were outscoring other teams' offenses. Like, Georgia is insane. So, we're picking Georgia. How many points will be scored? Georgia's going to keep it low scoring. Especially if Georgia wins, it's going to be a low scoring game. I think either way, I think it's going to be low scoring. We're going to go. Georgia kind of gets revenge. I think they win fairly handedly. We're going to go. Let's say 24-13. So that's 37. We're going to say Georgia wins 24-13. So 37 points are scored. They keep it low scoring. They win fairly easily. We submit our pick. The entry has been created. If anyone else wants to submit picks and they want me to create a group, feel free to let me know. I do think Bowls start tomorrow. So you got to let me know right away. So actually, I think by the time this gets up, Bowls will have started. I think you might be able to create a group afterwards, though, if you made your own picks. So, yeah, let's actually see. When's the first one start? 11 a.m. on Friday. Okay. So, yeah, you have time. If you want to be a part of it, make some picks, and if you want to be in a group, compare with how I do, feel free to do so. Send me or a comment, something, we can do that. But I encourage you guys to try this again. It's just $1 million. If you get a perfect one, all you got to do is go 44 for 44. And no cost of this, free. So feel free to make your own picks. Let me know what you thought of mine. Any that you severely disagree with or anything. And yeah, next week it probably won't be as long. I'll pick more specific games in specifically NFL and NBA. Maybe a college basketball here or there. But yeah, it'll be more precisely what I'm betting on in a given week. Specific games I like and where I'm going against the spread. And yeah, probably be a little bit shorter because I'm not picking 44 of them. But I'll go in a little more depth of why I'm picking each one. And I'll know more about them as compared to these where half of these I knew nothing about. But yeah, hopefully you guys did like. If you did, please do like and subscribe to the channel and the video. And come back next week when I start betting on some other games. Yeah, and feel free to check out other videos on the channel, putting some work into the channel, and hopefully they're turning out pretty well. And yeah, wish you all a good day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, everyone.